Hello, Enrique.
Hello, Pierre. How are you?
Very good. Friday 20th. We are doing pretty good. This is our fifth edition of the BIM Cafe.
Mhm.
We're looking forward to have you all guys here. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for the good comments and the great feedback. One of the key elements, I think, we will just soon having some potentially some guests going and start discussing and some exchanging about the BIM problems around Europe and around the world potentially. So thank you very much for your contribution. Thanks for all of the positive and improvement idea. Thank you very much for that. And no further ado, I think Enrique will just jump to another topic, which is the beam.
Yeah. Today we're going to discuss about how BIM can benefit also my business, but beyond those technical aspects. We've been talking through what is BIM, who use it, the benefits, but most focus on the people who really interact directly with BIM, which is the more technical department or roles within the company. And today we're going to take a quick look about how this can get some benefits for also suppliers and contractors, dividing these two big groups in terms of delivering services or product, but beyond the technical aspect, let's say how effective marketing, in sales, in HR, planning, and so on. Okay.
Yeah, but
First,
I think let's just recap a little bit because I
yeah,
think this we have the new people joining each time,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
think
Mhm.
it's worth to see really this one coming. Yeah.
Exactly. So first, as we always do, we quickly recap about the topics we cover. Okay, and soon when we are on the fifth edition, I cannot have the fifth the recap there on the slides. No, so soon the what is BIM we need to really memorize. Okay, and remember it's a simple definition, building information modeling, and where I repeat myself all over and over, visualization and information. Okay, we see the element, we have the properties inside, we create intelligent models, let's say designs with information inside that is for us up to us to interoperate with them and run the simulation or use them as a delivery data platform as well. Okay, so visualization and information. These are the key elements to define what is BIM and things which are not a software. It's not only 3D design. Okay, today we highlight this part that is not only for the ASC sector. We're going to see how they can also benefit other business areas, and they are linked data part, which I also like it because we said before we're delivering data which is for the whole life cycle of the project. So we are going to reuse that data, we're going to recycle it, we're going to populate with more data and eventually learn about the behavior of the building in this digital twin or broader digital brother of the project in a more digitalized way.
Yeah, no, I think this is what the most of the people try just to ask us the question. Yes, this is kind of digital twin part, right? So this is
Mhm.
exactly the definition what you have in the different industries, and the beam is the digital twin of the particular construction building and everything. So
Mhm.
that's right. Digital twin is a equivalent or in beam in industry.
Mhm. Good. So on the second edition, we saw some benefits about BIM, and we discussed how we can offer services and solutions and what benefits can bring to entirely to the business. Remember, we saw about the architectural solutions, in mostly focused on designs for the engineering or structural in terms of evaluate the backbone or the how the construction is set, and the MEP, the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, where we run all the installation and we see if there is process detection. We can generate the documentation. Remember this bill of quantities of material takeoff, like our virtual shopping list. Let's say we can start from the BIM software and generate documentation in order to run process and so on. And lastly, the concept of CDE and the life cycle assessment. CDE stands for the common data environment, as using BIM as the cloud and the methodology to deliver the data and connect and interoperate and collaborate with them. No? And this can offer reduction of cost of the project, run the project, saving time and money, of course, and also incrementing the productivity as the coordination, collaboration, and communication, which are the three C's stands for the BIM, enhance that the project runs more efficiently.
All right. So this is what you mentioned. So the visualization plus information gives you the output in terms of the cost reduction, the productivity increase, and just also just manage better the timing
Exactly.
of the operations. Okay.
Good. We go to
I
the
try to
next.
summarize just for
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, completely, completely. And on our last episode a week ago is where we saw specific actors in terms of BIM, more focused on the technical side, how they can get the benefit and why they use BIM. So we state there those five main roles played in a construction industry project and how the architect, facility managers, and so on can get different benefits. Remember, the communication, collaboration, and coordination are the three main cores that you can extract from BIM as a methodology basis to run projects. And depending on your specific role, you will be focused more on deliver changes, for example, the architect, so you can communicate in an easier way. For facility managers, using this common data environment, the CDE, to coordinate and plan better. Some investors having the trust and the warranty that they invest in efficiency methodology, which give you more accurate budgets and timeline, which is also you're saving money and you're saving time because you're reducing the mistakes. Okay, it's not like you're going to run the project cheaper, but you're going to also give a more accurate timeline and scheduling of the project, because how many construction projects end up with over cost and delayed in years time. No, this I would say more than 80% of the projects industry, they don't fit in time and cost in terms of budget. So BIM is going to help you to give you
Yeah,
better.
but I'm just not sure if Beam will only help with this one because that's a more complex, I think, here. So just
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, but
let,
it will
let's
help
not
with.
promise that if somebody will just go for Beam, they will never be late. Okay, so
No, 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 there's many factors, but with the collaboration and communication enhanced, this will help us to have it more accurate
yeah,
ones. No,
sure.
so lastly, manufacturers and engineers to provide this digital library in terms of delivering the data in a quality way and having a better design to coordinate and detect some errors on the design phase. Remember this, we were talking before that we shift the efforts on a better designing, which leads to a better planning and cause less mistakes on site.
Okay, very good.
Good. So that was a long recap for those who
Yes,
missed
but
the
these
last.
right for me, so this is good. I think I'm just right now getting very used to the
Yeah,
Beam.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We need to repeat the concept so it stays on the people. But for me, the most important visualization information. Soon I will stop saying it, but you guys need to remember. Okay. Good, good. So we go to the topic of today: how we can benefit on the less technical aspects of the build of the business. Okay. First, I want to see these words that we said about incrementing the efficiency, saving time and money, making more purchase, or incrementing sales. No, does it really? How does it really happen with BIM? I gathered a couple of surveys on the market to assess where people were assessing the effects of BIM, of course, in general terms of the business, and I picked some of the results which are more related outside the technical aspects, as I said. So, for example, on this one, that we got more than 1,000 people, and the most important thing about this survey, I think, is run through all four continents: Europe, America, Oceania, and Asia, on different companies over there. So it's a variety of scope of people who were surveyed there, and we see this 93% of high rate people who think this is a present methodology which is going to gain more and more value in the future. So this can really help give people the idea that you are investing, you are running, you are going with something which is going to get even bigger. We are still on time, and we discussed last time about the implementation of BIM. You need to go one step high in terms of digitalization, but it's once forever, and when you're ready, let's say, on the train, you will keep moving with it.
Yeah, that will be interesting to see also some statistics, Enrique, just to see really from the Beam projects, whatever you plan it on the beginning, how it comes
Mhm.
at the end, and really just look at not only from the surveys, but also from the reality, from
Yeah,
the,
good.
the part, how much really, because today, if we know that industry is whatever, 7% overspent in elevation, so how much it will comes in the all of the parts related to the business.
Mhm. Yeah, of course. We will run some examples about the different real projects, statics analyzing. That is, I saw some of them, seeing the comparison between how this project would be if they use BIM or vice versa. So we can take a look on some of them and see if BIM really help. It really makes a difference on the real life terms. So keep it taking a close look on this survey. We can see also very important value, sorted out the 74%. The satisfying BIM products is important to choose the brand. This is a key element focused to manufacturers to product deliveries in terms of the data in BIM. It's really important to be present early on the design phase. If your product fits their needs there is high chances that it will stay there. So if we provide an accurate, rich, and fulfilled data BIM object with the visualization, remember, and the information, the designer, the architect, the engineer, or the person who is in charge of the BIM design will be more likely attracted with a product, and it will stay there with more possibilities that you provide a plain BIM design, or if you basically don't provide as a manufacturer your product in BIM, because that will give you a big disadvantage as you're going to be considered for those projects of the architect, for example, we need to create or evaluate by himself all this data in terms of BIM.
Makes sense. I think we got it. So that's good. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so highlighting these values, I will quickly summarize saying we have a potential, it gives you loyalty, you improve your performance because of the improvement of the productivity as well. It's something profitable because there is a positive return on investment. This is 67% of people who were evaluated on those project return with a positive return on investment, and we save time and cost. Okay, we have this 10% of total project cost that can be reduced, giving also more accurate budgets and timelines. So those five main elements, which doesn't affect only the technical departments on the business, can benefit with BIM.
Okay. Got it.
Perfect.
Here.
Good. So I picked up another interesting survey here, happened in 2019 with a new key firm. We can see there all the different results of the survey. Some of them they are more technical aspect, but with among them I highlighted the following ones, which can be analyzed in a separate way, less technical side, let's say. No? So, for example, the better cost estimation and control. This is something that we mentioned several times already before, and can give to the sales department or purchase department have a better understanding of how the product is going to be delivered in terms of calculating resources. So it gives you a better idea if we are using BIM, how the project is going to be delivered in terms of time and resources, and you can calculate better all the control on the investment from the company to run that project.
Mm.
Of course, sorry, you were
Yeah,
saying.
no, but just when I'm looking at this, it's really interesting that the parts. So we're saying that's the retain the customers, retain the existing one, and just attract the new clients is only 35%, right? So just it's really, I think, on the market, it's still not very mature, right? So just we're really on the maturity on
Yes.
the market. It's just which is very, very, very fresh, and we need just to still push through these things, right? So I think then enhance the firm reputation makes sense. It's only 50% though, so wow. I will just count on this, like seat belts, right? If you don't have a seat belt in the car, what's the reputation of your company, right? It doesn't matter if it's your car is just so fantastic, but if you don't have the seat belts, it will not drive, right? So that's interesting. Only 43%. So I found it this pretty low. All of the metrics here, by the way.
Yeah, but this doesn't mean that the remaining 57% doesn't enhance the film reputation. Doesn't mean that this 43% found that the reputation actually increased. No, doesn't mean that the other part didn't. But of course, we are talking about the methodology, which is already the present, is happening, is running through different countries, government, in terms of when they're releasing tenders, you need to go through BIM and through certain level of BIM maturity. So it's not possible that you can apply to one of the public projects if there is not BIM in your tender. But we are still, of course, in an early maturity stage in terms of a worldwide BIM implementation.
Okay.
It's still early to get on, but if we are looking, well, you can see how the changes apply. How, let's say, take an example of the phone, how kids nowadays have been playing and manage technology so easy in early years of their life, and higher generations would now still struggling to get into some communication method with the computer or the phone. So when those generations start are reaching the top level of management and decision making within the companies, technologies as BIM will be more and more important on the development of the process.
Okay.
Perfect. Now, just I wanted to pick up this couple of surveys, and we will see, as I said, from the perspective of suppliers and contractors providing services or products, how BIM can give you some benefits outside the technical aspects. Okay, starting from the suppliers, we display all those six main benefits. We can give you, of course, they are related with the results of the survey as well, enhancing the brand reputation. You give a better visibility of the brand because you're going to be present on the BIM market. If people who are delivering on BIM projects and they're looking for some suppliers, they will be looking for the ones who can provide BIM objects already because they're working on the technology. If your company is not providing BIM objects for your products as a supplier, you won't be considered for those. So this can give you a better visibility of the market, and from that you generate the leads and the engagement for the future roles. Because remember that having an interesting, a rich BIM object give you high chances of being present of the project. Okay, if we have the first fit in our project which work, why would I look for an alternative? So providing the richest and the most beautiful element on the early stage of the project will keep the customer satisfied and come back for more.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. You can see it. What it's great to create the stickiness of the product, which is.
Mhm.
But I think we cannot only just when I look this boxes again, I think we cannot forget about the performance of the product itself. So just I
Mhm.
don't think so if it makes sense if you have the really poor product and you try just to make it, it's in with all of the beam definitions, the definition of the objects, everything, it will still not fly, right? The same thing is if you will not have the good customer support at the end, if you just deliver something which do not fit and you need just to change it, if you will not have the good customer support. So I think BIM is very important, is a key element of designing and building, but it need to work in the ecosystem, right? It cannot be alone as a BIM itself.
Completely. That is why also one of the main keys, I would say one of the number one or two of the BIS implementation success is to have the support from the high level of leadership in the company. If people don't believe on the BIM implementation of this technology, everyone needs to work with it. It's not only the technical guy who is passionate and knows about BIM. He cannot push and move all the wheel for the rest of the company. So the
Correct.
implementation needs to come from the high level of management and make it, like I said, spread the idea and not convince, just try to analyze and everyone understand how you can get benefits. That's why I also wanted to show this from a further technical side, so other people who have not direct relationship with product data or being present in a day-to-day construction project, they can see, okay, well, actually, I am a marketing guy, and I can see that those boxes, the things that we mentioned, they can get a benefit, a direct impact on my sales, or if I run a campaign and we are providing BIM objects, this can be run more in a different ways. It can be run in a wider variety of platforms, for example. So you can see more benefits about this, and it can be being spread. BIM can be spread through the different companies, sectors, everyone getting the all benefit of it. But of course, it won't be the solution for the business, and needs to be coming, as I said, first from the high level of management, and not only from the technical side, also from the rest of departments.
Clear.
Okay. Good. So a quick look for the suppliers. I would say that it presses
Fires, I'm
on the
good.
project.
Okay.
Yeah, and we will go for the second part, which is the contractors. Okay, let's say providing a service in BIM, people who are involving on construction projects with planning services or delivering the data or in the drawings or whatsoever. No? So first of all, being eligible to be participate in this project is a key element. If you don't have staff and you cannot run things on BIM, your firm, as an architectural, for example, it won't be never able to be part of this massive project. These projects, which are running with the BIM methodology, they're usually very big. In big scale, because remember this coordination, collaboration, and communication, they are big projects which require big services, so that you need interoperability between your services, between your products, between the people among working on the same space or project.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
just I think Enrique, one of the things it's a big project. So I understand it, but I think we can see that. I think potentially we can see the big benefits as well for running this for the small one. If you will building the house, and if you will just be able just to communicate well with the architect and with the
Mhm.
the owner of the projects, and you will just have all of these details also on the smaller scale.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it will just make sense as well because you will know exactly in which stage of the construction
Sorry.
you are, and you will just be able just to communicate easily with the owner, easily with the investors, and just God knows how many friends I have who just would complain about the construction of their own
But
houses, and they saying, "Oh my God, the floor is still not done." I said, "When it will be done, I don't know." Right? So I
yeah,
think this things can help also with the transparency for the small operations, the small investments.
yeah, what I meant about the big project is not in terms of size, which also helps. In terms of services, you need a number of companies and people involved because the coordination, it doesn't matter if you build a house or you build a 50 floor building. You need people who run the water, the electricity network, the telecommunication. This is different, usually service or companies provider. Coming materials from different suppliers. This is what I mean about bigger or smaller project in terms of there's more people involved. Okay? If you can do everything by yourself, you don't need to communicate or coordinate with anyone. You can run the electricity network. You can put all the pipes for the water. You can the doors. You can go to the store and buy all the working materials. You don't need to
Yeah.
communicate. But usually you have different contractors and suppliers for every single part of the project. Is what I mean in bigger project scale.
Yeah.
Good. So, more things about contractors. Of course, we discuss everything: collaboration, coordination, and the presence on the market to be able to be with them, to be eligible for these different projects. And this will give you way more partnership. You same as with the products. If they're satisfied, the people will come back to you for actually for the same products with your services. It's the same. If I provide a good BIM project or design in a private house, it's likely that the neighbor will like and ask for it. Oh, who made that design? And you will be more likely to connect. And that happen also with different companies that, for example, the architects, the electrical equipment that needs to be run needs to be in connection also with the IT. It's very important that the main source of suppliers the power. So if those two companies they have a good communication and coordination between them, and the project is being carried out smoothly without many clashes or having on a spot, pre-planned issue solving, it's more likely that they can build a partnership and work together on this. So for the next project, say, okay, we are running this project, we need an IT supplier. Why don't you guys come? Because we already work with each other and we have a good workflow communication. So it can extend the businesses in general for all your services provision.
Very nice. Got it. No more questions on my
Oh,
side.
good. Well, this is a small summary to display about the things we said. How can you benefit looking more in a less technical side? Okay, we need to get more and more people knowing about BIM and believing on it. This is not like worshipping. We need to get the people. You need to read, understand, and believe that this is a solution that can give you those benefits. If you do done that and it's not coming from the leadership, you will never get a successful implementation in your business.
Yeah, no, I think it need to come from all of the angles, right? I just
Completely.
to spend some years on the leadership role is just not enough if you will just be only pitching the one thing and saying you need to do
Yeah.
this, you need to do this. You also need to come with the need from the company and the solving the current problems of the
Mhm.
people. So I think you highlighted pretty well, right? I'm just if we will be able just to go for the beats on the market quicker in then the competition, then the people will buy into it, right? So it need to come from all of the different angles, and of course the role of the leadership is just to tell the people and show the path, but the problems need to be solved on the local on the level of the all of the levels on
Mhm.
the company to make it really happen. So
Completely. This happens with for me also when I have a solution to do something and I do believe that for me it works. I will confidently talk about it to other friends. I will try them to implement because I want to have the benefit from them as well. So you cannot be preaching about BIM or talking if you don't believe on it. You need to see the benefits. You need to open mind, sit there, see how it can affect in your work, and say, okay, that doesn't make sense that it can provide bigger sales as a marketing director, for example. If we create a digital catalog for my products, okay, it makes sense. Okay, let's try. Let's try to build it. Let's see another competitors if they have it. Let's see how many views those pages have it. Let's see the downloads of the number of downloads of those objects if they make possible connections. No? So you need to believe on this and see that it works, so you can start to tell your people and convince them in a, let's say, in a more organic way. No, this is not like you need to do this and period. Don't question the reasons you need to do this. No, people need to learn it and believe it. All good. So
oh,
that was all for today. Just a small summary, a briefing about what is going to be next. Couple of topics I have in mind to display. is about the BIM libraries, how mostly the manufacturers or the suppliers can offer their products in a virtual display catalog of them, no? Creating BIM objects with information inside, and how the access to those products from the architects or designer can benefit them in terms of creating engagements, leads, and more sales. So this is a topic we can discuss, more focus on the manufacturers, and also BIM level and dimensions. We can go deeper about the BIM theories, the more theoretical part of BIM, what are the BIM different levels and dimensions. It's two terms in depending of the level of detail on how many information is going to be included. So a couple of topics, and also if the audience has something to propose or reach us, tell us about it, and we will look for it.
Right, and so just I think you really reached to me with that. Now I got it. After the 5 sessions, I start to understand the visualization information and how to make it together. There are some aspects still which is not very clear for me, especially for the supply chain and how you will just connect it and interact, knowing the ERP system and all of the construction platforms. So that's still not very clear.
Okay.
The beam levels and dimensions, that's really something, again, the abstract for me, but I think that's also important. And for all the people who are just listening to us right now, we still running our beam assessments, beam readiness assessment. So this is something which we will be happy to help you if you would like to go with us and just to book the half an hour conversation with Enrique, with myself, just to at least understand what we can offer you. Just feel free, just put some messages on the LinkedIn, just ping us directly, and I think that will be the best way to go. For the people who watched the webinar, just to reference to this one, and we will just offer you a special discount. So we just make sure that you tell us that you're coming from the webinar itself, and you will get the special promotion price on the BIM readiness assessment. I think one of the key elements, I think Enrique will need to cover what is in the BIM readiness assessment in one of the sessions to make sure that the people understand better, because that's also the questions which we are getting.
And I also want to share with the audience what is called the booking calendar, a system we implement for us so they can book directly an appointment with us. The link is available on the event on LinkedIn, so you have also at the top of the slide. Just quickly click in the service. It's a free 30 minutes consultation to start to see how I can bring BIM to my business. Okay, these guys, what they can do really for me. So you can go to the website, selecting the service, which is already implemented into your business, just the first 30 minutes talk, and book it in your earliest convenience. We have our calendar synchronized there, so you can see the slots which are available, and providing your data as a name and email address, you will get directly emailed to you. Check also the spam box for just in case of the possible meeting that can automatically be generated. So I invite you guys to go to the event of the link and book a free consultation with us.
Wow, we just went through the full speed today. Thanks very much, Enrique. Happy just to have you here. We will see each other next Friday. So, guys, happy Friday for everybody. Thank you very much, Enrique, for having me today. Sorry for just asking all of the questions, which I still cannot really understand about how to connect all of the building blocks. But after the session 30, I think I will be.
It will be the milestone. That will be the milestone session 30. There is no more what is being recap. No, visualization information needs to be already in your blood. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great weekend, all, and thank you very much, Enrique, for having me.
Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Okay. Bye bye.